Hi guys, and welcome to a new video. Today's video is something completely different of what I've done before. This is gonna be my first writing vlog. I am currently co-authoring a fantasy book with my best friend, and it is pretty exciting. So I wanted to give a bit background to that before I continue talking about that. I always wanted to be a writer. Not always since the moment I got born, but for a really long time. This was a dream that appeared, I think I was in 4th grade when I read a really good book, and I thought, this feeling that I'm having right now, this pure enjoyment, this amazing feeling you get when you're reading books, that is what I want to give to people. And since then, I wanted to be an author. I told everyone I wanted to be an author, and everyone has always told me that you need an education, I need a proper job, author, something I can have on the side. Author is a really hard thing to just become, because you can't just get for example, a doctor's degree and just now you're an author, now you can earn a living of being an author. It's not like that, and that's really sad. But that doesn't mean that you should give up hope, and that if you want to be a writer, you should be a writer. And that is what I always wanted. Here we are, many years later, and I still want to be an author, but I realized that reality and life is just, it doesn't cooperate with you at all. Only 2.5 years later, maybe 3 years later, I became best friend with my best friend. Now, her name is Erica. With 2 Ks, so you don't actually pronounce it Erica in Norwegian, but in English it is Erica. We made a story. It was not a good story, it was a really childish story that it was really bad, okay, let's just pretend it never happened. But that story evolved to something else. That story became our fantasy world, and there was a character we made when we were kids, when I was 11, 12 years old. They have become something entirely else, and I can't say how much I love them. So the story and the world we are writing in is something we worked on for a really long time. I must say I'm pretty proud, and it's not even done yet. We have so much to explore still, and it's great to know that stories are unlimited. Okay. So, writing. How did we start? What is going on? We wrote a few chapters or first draft of this book when it was really different a few years ago. But we sort of knew that what we were writing was just this is not what we're gonna use in the future. We were just writing because it was fun. And now we decided that we were actually gonna start. Not now in this instance, but I'm gonna get to it. We wrote on it, but when I was 14 or however old I was, I knew that this is not the time, and maybe that was a bad choice. Maybe we could have made it back then, but I don't regret anything now, if that makes sense. The story wasn't even finished yet, if you know what I mean. We know how the story is gonna end, we know the characters, we know a lot, but at the same time not everything was in place, and the story has become something entirely else since what we wrote a few years ago to now. So it's really good that we didn't try to finish the story back then. We still evolved it. Happens with all stories, you evolve them over time. The first draft is never the same as the last draft. It was last year after the summer. I had just finished high school that we decided to now we're gonna write this book. Now it's the time to write this book, because we were studying uni, and reality was coming. I am expected to have an education, to get a job, when I don't want to. It sounds really horrible, but what I want to do is be a writer, but I can't be a writer unless I write. But at the same time I need to do something in the meantime, so it seems I'm not only trying to be a writer. Does that make sense? So we started last year on our very first, we call it the first draft. We count all the things we wrote before. They don't count, okay? They are important for the involvement of the story, but they don't count as the first draft. So we started that in September, I think. And we wrote throughout to November, October. Doesn't sound like that long, but we wrote quite a lot, and it wasn't bad. From high school I had this wonderful teacher. She was my English teacher, but she was also like, she's also my friend. Like, she is amazing, and she loves reading, of course, and she is sort of the one we send what we have to, and she gives us feedback, which is like great because she is super smart, and like she's read so much more than us and knows so much more than us. Like, I'm not saying we are totally incompetent of writing a story ourselves, but getting feedback is so important. And yeah, in November we came to this point where we really wanted to change the story. We got a totally new idea, and at the same time we got feedback, but then all the things she had given feedback to us for was sort of like didn't count anymore, because all the things we written were sort of not like, it wasn't a thing we were gonna have there because we had gotten this new idea. So then we stopped writing. We were gonna start on a new thing, but we stopped. I don't really have a good reason for that. We stopped in like end of November. I think it was exams, and then December, and then we were gonna start again writing in January. In January, on the other hand, something really sad happened, and I don't know if I want to disclose this like here, but it really, like, motivation was gone, and well, we just couldn't write. We wanted to write, like we said we were gonna write soon, but we decided after a few months that we will start when the summer begins. When I was done with all my exams, the 30th of May, we were gonna start again with this new idea, and we were gonna write again. On the 30th of May, we outlined again the new thing we had, and we started writing again, just on time. And I'm just like, we just kept to what we said. Like, it sounds not a big deal, but it is. And yeah, right now we have a goal like we did last year, that we want to write at least one chapter each week. It doesn't sound a lot, but it is enough, and overworking I don't think is a good idea. Last year when we started writing in September, we wanted to have the first draft done by December. It sounds like, whoa, that's a really short time to write a first draft, but that's the point of a first draft. It's gonna suck, and we can't do anything about it. We were planning like 20 or so chapters, I think. That might have changed now, haven't planned. That's like the number of chapters. And we counted the weeks. If we wrote one chapter each week, we would make it by December. That of course didn't happen because of all the changes, and yeah, we stopped writing. So yeah, now we're on it again. Our dream is ideally, of course, to get a book published. How, when that is gonna happen, I have no idea. I just know that I want to be an author. She wants to be an author. We want to be authors together. We want this story we're writing to be shared with the world. And just like the thought of like someone reading and enjoying what we've written and worked so hard on is like weird. Why am I making this video? Well, first of all, I watched quite a few writing vlogs on YouTube lately, and I think they're really interesting to watch and like see the development they are having. And yeah, this video is also sort of for myself and for my friend, because if, let's say if or when in a few years we have maybe our book in our hands, I can look at this video, the first writing vlog I made, and be like, it's insane that I stood talking about this, like it might never happen, and now I'm here. Like, that's what I'm hoping for, at least. This is gonna be a series of vlogs, writing vlogs of course, and I'm gonna talk about the development of how we're writing, of what's going on, but I'm not gonna spoil the book, of course, because hello, it's spoilers. But as I said, it is a fantasy, and that's about all you are supposed to know for now. Thank you so much for watching. Hope this was sort of interesting, and you will see me soon in a new video, I hope. Bye!